Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carey. Did I do a good job matching my shirt to my coffee cup today? I sure did, didn't I? Oh gosh, it's a problem. Thanks for stopping by today. If you're new, I'm Carey. I'm a matchmaker and a dating coach. And I'm very happy to be here and glad that you're here as well. Today I wanted to share with you the one dating app that I'm still pretty fond of. And they've made some changes recently, and it made me even more fond of them. And it started out one way, but it turned into something else. And do you know which one I'm talking about? You have no idea. But at the end of my episode, when you're down in the info box there, the description box and where you find information, all kinds of information there. If you don't ever check, it's where I describe what the video is about and share links to stuff. And I share a list of dating apps that are possibilities where you live. I've always felt that the dating apps are different in different cities, for different age groups, for different metropolitan or rural areas that you live. So I always feel like you kind of got to try a few of them at least if you're not having great luck with your first choice to see if there's a better one. For me, for instance, I'm in the suburbs of Chicago, and my daughter was living in the city of Chicago. Tons of pics on Bumble at the time of men her age in the city, but in the suburbs in my 50s, very different app. Another one was much more what I was looking for as someone in their 50s living not in the heart of Chicago. So I think that you've got to experiment, but this one, I think you should definitely try this one maybe. And you don't have to do the paid version, so it could be free even. That's what we're talking about. I hope you'll stick around because that's what's on the agenda. That list down there in my description bar, there's probably a dozen or more. I don't know how many, but a lot of them currently over the years have become owned by Match Company, which started, I think, with Match.com. So a lot of them are. This one is, in fact. And when it started out, they were affiliated with Facebook in that you had to use your Facebook to log in. And it would also use your connections through Facebook to create your matches for you. It wouldn't match you with your, 1 degree of separation friends, but it might be friends of friends or, 3 removed. And that's how they kind of started out. But I found out recently when reading about some changes that they made. You know what we're talking about now? Hinge, Hinge. And Hinge is now available to people without a Facebook for some of us who don't use Facebook anymore or deleted their Facebook. So you can just use an email address to sign up for it. And it doesn't matter because it's no longer pulling people from your Facebook friends list of lists. Like some of the other apps, there is a free version, but there are more features available to you in the paid version. I personally have never paid for any other dating apps besides Match.com back in the day, right after I was divorced. So as you know, apps are either making their money by having you pay for the updated version or through advertising. So what the apps want you to do is be on the app, right? Just like any of the social media apps. They want you on it, swiping, they want you reading, they want you connecting there on their app as opposed to elsewhere unless they own a messaging app. And they don't want you matched and out on dates, really, and they certainly don't want you to have success, these dating apps, because then you're gone and you're no longer a customer. But Hinge has followed the lead from matchmaking services, which have become more popular. As you know, I'm a matchmaker. I work for a matchmaking service. It was a startup when I joined them many years ago, and it was geared towards the more moderately priced so that it was available to a lot more people across the country to have the opportunity to work with a matchmaker one-on-one. That was the goal. And Hinge is now taking an interest in the outcome of your dates in the same way I do as a matchmaker. I don't ever think that my clients should stop dating on their own just because they're working with me as a matchmaker. I'm not sending them out on 8 dates a month. So I am giving them the primo, date once a month that is curated, the whole, the match by me. And there's lots of conversations leading up to this. There's conversations afterward. There's feedback involved. And while that's great and we can learn something and make progress, and sometimes we get lucky, but we definitely have someone who's ideally suited to this person as far as their values, their interests, and what they're looking for, along with some other things that we've prioritized. Dating apps never gave a hoot whether or not you connected and had success. And you never knew if you met somebody, whether they liked you or ghosted you or just deleted you off the list. Sometimes that's how you knew somebody wasn't interested in a second date. While we matchmakers are curating a date, picking a place that we think you'd both enjoy and is centrally located, convenient for both of you, the dating apps are like, come on back and swipe some more. But one part of the dating with a matchmaker process, the feedback, is something that Hinge has initiated a couple years ago, and I didn't know about it until much more recently. And that is they ask you, after they've seen you exchange phone numbers with somebody, they want to know if you met. So you have to click a button that says, "We met." And then they ask you for feedback, like my form that I send out to clients and their matches after a date. And they want some details about that so that they can make some changes in the algorithm of who they will then push towards you into your feed so that you would be exposed to people who would be a better match, in the same way that my feedback allows me to learn more as we move through the journey of working together and maybe change some of our priorities or some things I'm looking for. Hinge is doing the same thing. They're kind of stepping on the matchmaker toes, it sounds like, but in a really great way. And I think I read that it's kind of similar to the beginning of the feedback form that I send out, which asks, rate the date. Did you have a good time? Did you want to see this person again? What did you like? What didn't you like? And they're taking that information and using that to better improve your experience on the Hinge dating app. And interestingly, during beta trials of the We Met rollout, 90% of people were saying that they were on dates that they would want to see the person again. And 90% said the date was great. 72% said that they would want to see this person again. My rate for people wanting to both see each other again, mine has to be both ways. Both people have to say yes, not just one person. Mine is 75 to 80% success rate that people said yes to a second date. And then they're also tracking whether or not they see you pause your usage after meeting this person. After you click We Met, they want to see whether or not you delete your app. I don't think you can pause on Hinge. You can't take like a hiatus like some of the others. But if you just stop logging in, they're also tracking that to see the success rate that they're having. Of course, they want to be able to boast a success rate that's high because they view themselves as the app that you're meant to get off of, I think, and they're really kind of focusing more on creating relationships and separating themselves perhaps from Tinder, who I know plenty of people who got married from Tinder, but it does have a reputation as being more of a hookup site. Another cool thing about Hinge is that you can change your location. I mean, this is a good thing and a bad thing. So while it's very convenient in certain circumstances and situations, you have to be aware in the scammer world that people could be across the country or the world and saying that they're in your city. You got to be aware that all the time with all the apps, but this one allowing you to change your location to somewhere else, which is great if you're traveling and you wanted to meet somebody for dinner. Put it right out there. I'm in a new town. I'm thinking about moving here. Would love to have dinner with somebody. Long distance relationships happen all the time, and people move across the world to be with somebody that they've met and fallen in love with. So that's a cool feature as well. 6 photos. Hinge has you add 6 photographs, which I think is great. I don't like when people have one photo and then you see them and they don't look anything like it because you saw one still image of them. You got to see a person from couple different angles to know what they look like. And that's interesting. You can see people in different surroundings, their different interests, their face from different angles, a full body shot. And then also they ask for 3 prompts. They have you answer 3 questions, which I think is great for being able to gauge a little bit more about somebody's sense of humor and their personality. So they do have that. And then also there are filters you can use on Hinge. I sound like a commercial. I'm not being sponsored by them. I think I might have asked them a long time ago. Oh, I don't remember how that turned out, but I'm not making money from this. I just think it's fantastic that one of the dating apps is finally more interested in actually seeing you, its patrons, connect with another person than just keeping you swiping indefinitely, which is totally against everything that I want in the world for my friends and people that I care about. You can sort by height, religion, politics, things like that. And if you have a paid version, there are other features, but among those features are being able to filter by more things, right? If you are meeting people organically, that is fantastic. And if you're supplementing that with the dating apps and you're having some success or enjoying the people you're meeting, at least, if it's at least more positive than a negative experience for you, that's a win. But if you are using the apps, I just wanted to make you aware of this one so that you could check it out. It seems to be making some progress and growing with the times as opposed to being a very stagnant swiping app with no care in the world as to whether you're actually connecting or meeting anybody because they just want you there watching their ads. So check that out. Let me know what you think. If you're already on Hinge and enjoying it, leave me a comment down below and make me aware of that. I don't know how many of you are. And are you using that feature, the We Met, so that they can fix your algorithm next time out and try to get better and better like I do as a matchmaker? I'd be interested in hearing that as well, how that's working. So leave me a comment down below. While you're there, hit the subscribe button. Mom's saying that she thinks you should give the episode a thumbs up. That's my little mama there. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. So that's my alarm telling me end this darn video. You're talking too much. I'll look forward to seeing you next time. And until then, have a good one. I dropped my glasses, but I'm very good at picking them up without my hands. And here they are. Special skill.